Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. So today's topic is in this book, Think and Grow Rich. We've been discussing every chapter, and we come to the 14th chapter, which is called The Sixth Sense. Okay, the Sixth Sense. So, what is the Sixth Sense? The door to the Temple of Wisdom. The 13th principle is known as the Sixth Sense, through which infinite intelligence may and will communicate voluntarily without any effort from or demands by the individual. The principle is the apex of the philosophy. It can be assimilated, understood, and applied only by first mastering the other 12 principles. The sixth sense is the portion of the subconscious mind which has been referred to as the creative imagination. It has also been referred to as the receiving set through which ideas, plans, and thoughts flash into your mind. The flashes are sometimes called hunches or inspirations. Now, he says here that you may refer to it as the creative imagination, the sixth sense. It has also been referred to as a receiving set through which ideas and plans flash into your mind. Thoughts flash into your mind. The flashes are sometimes called hunches. Excuse me. So, what Napoleon Hill is trying to tell us is that we have, just clean everything out here. Got a little bit of dust on my. What he's trying to tell us is that we have thoughts, flashes. They come in and out. Like you might be having something to eat, and this idea comes to you, and you're like, "Wow, that is a good idea, right?" It could be, it could be, you know, an idea of how to make your business better. It could be an idea of maybe more income, um, working with people. These are things that happen to you throughout the day. Thoughts, hunches. Hunches is like, you know, it's the doorway. It's the sixth sense. It's a feeling you get like, man, this is possible. I could do this, right? So, like for me, you know, it was an idea. It was an idea because I was listening to Napoleon Hill about these laws, about these principles. And all I wanted to do was I wanted to get rich. I wanted to know how it would feel to be a millionaire. Um, he says, write out what you want. I grabbed the pen and I really had to think because it wasn't like, okay, well, I know exactly what I want. Like people might tell you they know what that, you know, they might tell you, hey, this is what I want, right? And it's like, did you write it down? No, I didn't write it down. Okay, so you didn't write it down. Okay, great. Now write it down. You write it down, but then you're like, wait, hold on. That's not what I really want. Why did you write it down, right? So we're living in a state of confusion because we have to know exactly what we want. Now, what we want makes us feel good, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't want this thing, right? So you want to feel good. You want to be in a good vibration. Everything vibrates and everything is moving. Now, the TV that's behind me is actually moving right now if you look at it through a micro lens. But it's on a frequency. Now, we think and we think on frequencies, and our thoughts are moving at a high speed of vibration. When Bob Proctor got wealthy, all he wanted to do was learn more because he kept listening to The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale on a record player. It was a battery operated record player. And he kept driving around in Toronto listening to Earl Nightingale. And at the beginning, he's like, Earl Nightingale starts off like, "Hi, this is Earl Nightingale." So when he called Earl Nightingale's office, he's like, "Hello, this is Earl Nightingale." He's like shocked, like, "Oh my God, I'm listening to Earl Nightingale." Now, as I'm talking to you, I'm creating pictures in your mind as I'm talking to you. That's why I love being a coach. I love talking because I'm building brain cells of thoughts in your mind. Now, William James was a professor in Harvard in the 1900s, and he says that you can only hold on to a thought less than 30 seconds. Sometimes you might be able to hold on to it for 60, but it's very laborious to hold on to your thought. It's called a higher faculty, your will. So you have God given abilities, you have creative faculties, but you were never shown how to use these creative faculties. You have imagination, the will, reasoning, intuition, memory, and perception. And when you use the higher faculties, you start connecting with the good that you desire. Like the good that you desire might be a life of time, money, and freedom, right? So, I'm having a good time. I'm traveling the world, right? But if you were to told me 10 years ago that if this was possible, I would have said, how this is possible. How is it possible to take your income from, let's say, the most you've ever made is 40, $50,000, 40, 50,000 pounds. So you multiply your income by 2,000% or 20,000%. How do you do that? Well, the beautiful part about what we teach is you don't have to worry about how. Like Bob Proctor says, my mentor, he says, the how will present itself to you. Now, Jack Canfield, he's like, I'm going to sell, 50 million copies of Chicken Soup for the Soul. And there's a story that Bob talks about. I love talking about it. He's like, Jack Canfield, there's no way you're going to sell 50 million copies of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Well, he not only sold, millions of copies, he ended up in the Guinness Book of World Record for most books ever sold. In the Guinness Book of World Record, guys, through these techniques, philosophy, ideas, studies, call it whatever you want, but you have to be emotionally involved. The people that are on this call, they don't have to be on this call. They could be, you know, having breakfast or, working a job or not even caring about their personal growth and development and what they really, really want. But I'm telling you guys, when you get this, it's like you're a rocket. You're going to Mars. You're going to freaking Uranus because this is like Genevieve B. Rand says, this is unseen. This is unseen potential. She says, when you take these unseen causes and you make practical working realities, what are practical working realities? Different possibilities, practical working. She's like, when you take these unseen causes and make practical working realities of possibilities, you can make what present seems but fantastic dream. What presently seems a fantastic dream is possible, but it's possible through working the higher faculties. You can see, smell, taste, hear, touch, right? That's the lower faculty, but you have your imagination, will, reasoning, intuition, memory, and perception. What's perception? Change the switch. What's the sixth sense? What's the hunch? The sixth sense is I have an idea. It clicked when I was listening to Ross talk about these calls. Something came to me. That's called infinite intelligence trying to communicate something with you. But guess what? 99% of people, they say they got it all figured out and they tell you, go get a job. You're going to get ahead. All you have to do is fill out an application. They're going to call you, the manager, be dressed, go to the meeting, with the manager. Tell him, you know me. And he feels good. She feels good because they're trying to help you out. But guess what? If you ever ask them, how much is the most you've ever made? And it's kind of funny because I should be asking people that. Like, I should be the one telling people how much is the most you've ever made. But it's not that I'm better, but this is what Bob does. Bob Proctor will literally walk up to you and say, like, maybe he'll have a conversation with you and he'll tell you nicely, not to insult you, because people might take it the wrong way. And he might say, let me ask you a question, Ross. How much is the most you've ever made? And I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, compared to you, like, the most I've ever made is, let's say, $100,000 a year. Now, because of these techniques, philosophy, studies, I've made over $1 million. My company has made millions of dollars because all you need is a pen and your belief. What did Napoleon Hill say about your belief? He's like, there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one's ready for a thing until they believe they can acquire it. Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life than to demand prosperity and abundance than there is to accept lack and limitation. What are you accepting? Because this is 100% all the time. What is energy? It just is. It's 100% evenly present in all places at the same time. No past, no future. It's the cause and effect of itself. It's like they say it in the Bible, I'm the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, the end. No time. And when you talk about the center of the universe and astronomers are looking, oh, where's the center of the Milky Way? Guess what? You're the center of the Milky Way. The center is in you, in your thought. The thought permeates all space and all time. It permeates everything there ever is and ever was. And you're the highest form of intelligence. When you write down what you want, the intelligence, it starts moving people towards what you want. People start participating in what you want. The only difference is belief, awareness. How do you feel? And when you start connecting all the dots, it's like baking a cake. If you have the recipe, you could bake it backwards. As long as you bake it, you can bake it in the middle and work your way out. Well, this is the same way. You have imagination, you have reasoning, you have perception. Change your perception, everything else will change. You have people that literally wrote books that you listen to these people and you're just like shocked, like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? You can make a couple million. How? How do you do that? Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about how. You just have to entertain the idea. It's called auto suggestion. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm attracting people into my business every single day. Your friend's calling you, hey, that guy's calling you for the job interview. Why didn't you call him back? And in your mind, you're like, I know the business. I know the game. I know what I got to do. Auto suggest, get away from me, right? You do it in a nice way. Oh, you just play along. Because at this point, they're never going to get with the program. You know, it's like Robert Heinlein said, they're performing they're performing daily trivia until ultimately they get enslaved by it. Daily trivia is the TV back here. That's daily trivia. That is the daily trivia. Daily trivia is like, oh my God, they're gonna pay you $40,000 a year. Oh my God, this is great. Go get the job, right? Meanwhile, if you ask them, what do you really want? They're gonna say, I don't want this job. Then why are you telling me to go get the job? Why would you even listen to people? So you can't listen to anybody. So my friend Ruben, right? He talked to me. He's from Chicago. When I was 19, I wanted to learn how to do mortgages. I didn't know what a fax was. I didn't know what an appraisal was. I didn't know what loan to value, debt to income, basically ratios that banks use for you to get a mortgage. I didn't know none of this stuff. I was wet behind the ear, as they say. And my friend Ruben was like, look, I talked to him recently and he was in the mortgage industry. He's older than me. And he's like, it's lonely at the top, Ross. And I'm like, you think so? He's like, I know so. It's lonely at the top. What does he mean by that? He means that not everyone's going to believe in what you believe. Not everyone's going to see in your dream. What did Genevieve B. Rand say? She says, you can make practical working realities of possibilities. You can make practical working realities. That means that there's more than one reality of possibilities. There's different outcomes here. We're playing with infinite that at present seem but fantastic dream. What's a fantastic dream? Turning your annual salary into your weekly salary, turning your annual salary into your monthly salary, doing everything that is not normal, that is illogical. Logical is what I did. Go to school, get a job, you're going to get ahead. If you only knew what you could do with this energy, if you only knew, and you guys are getting it, the energy is around you. It's going through you. Your thoughts are molding. James Allen says, mind is the master power that molds and makes. Man is mind. You're a mind. And your mind is for expansion and fuller expression. And Wallace Wattles from the Science of Getting Rich book, he says that you cannot experience something new if you're broke. Spirit is for expansion, for not for disintegration. It's for more money. So name it. Get a pen, grab a paper. It's easy. And if you guys have been on these calls all the time, I would encourage you, if you have not done it, test it. Go in the mirror at night before you go to sleep and say, Ross, right? Whoever you are, I have a business. I have my own business, and I'm attracting people into my business. I'm making whatever you're making now, multiply it by 5 or 10. So if you're making 1,000 a month, say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a P5000 with the I Am organization in this business, in entrepreneurship and personal growth and development. I'm attracting people into my business every day. I feel good about me and about my success and about the things that I'm doing. I'm growing. If you're making 5,000 a month, then say 10,000. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm chairman 10. And you have a picture of how it feels, what you're going to be doing, right? Throw yourself out there. Now, in the beginning, you're scared because you're dealing with what is called an FV, a foreign vibration. And foreign vibration is what people get when you try to introduce them this business, foreign vibration, because we have what's called repetitive things that we do. It's called it starts with an A, okay? It starts with an A, and it's basically everything that you're doing, habitual way of doing. So it's like, are you happy? Are you thinking about these things, right? Now, I'm not perfect. I'll be the first one. Like, I'm learning stuff every day, right? And my calls, I don't have to I could come out in a tie, right? Because people will believe you, right? When you're all suited up. But, I'm not here to impress anyone, and I'm not here to get you guys to believe what I'm saying. I'm here to get you guys to understand that this stuff is real and that there is a formula, because it's like Galileo, right? He figured out how to do the navigation. Now, if you don't have a destination, a place, basically like a route. Now, the beautiful part is the how. You don't have to worry about how. You have to know what, why, when, where, right? And then you have to develop yourself, the mind. You have to develop your mind. And I've developed my mind in a way where, like my friend Ruben says, it's lonely at the top, because when you're dealing with infinite and you're dealing with different scenarios, you're living out the scenario you want, and you're not looking at the TV. You're not looking at what people are saying, because I've studied these people. And Andrew Carnegie says, any idea that's emphasized, that's repeated, that's either feared or revered, taking over to the subconscious mind, any idea, feared or revered, taking over to the subconscious mind, will begin to formulate itself into physical reality. Any idea does not have to be your idea. It could be somebody else's belief system. Your belief will literally create the fact. William James says that. Believe in your belief, and your belief will literally create the fact. What are the facts? The facts is how you see them, because there's two facts, because it's always two. It's never one. The beautiful part is the two at the very core, the energy, there is no two. The two comes into you with your thought, because your thoughts can never be always positive or always negative. They have to be one or the other. They can't be both, but it is two. So the energy comes in and it's going either this way or this way, positive, negative. When you take it and direct it, that's the whole thing, is you're the captain of the ship. So you're directing it with the picture of the end goal. How is the end goal? That's why it's important to write down what you're going to be doing as if you already have it. So if the end goal is here and I'm operating here, I have to know what here looks like. It's like, I was talking to this girl and she's like, well, 20,000 a month is a lot of money. Is it? because there's people making 20,000 a minute, 20,000 a day. So the thing is that you are relating something to something else. So when you look at a big number, you're comparing it with the most you've ever made. Don't compare. Don't look at a big number and compare it to this number. Just internalize the big number. Look at a big number and just stay with it. And as far as like habitual behavior, repetitive behavior, your foreign vibration comes to you. You're going to be scared because you're used to doing things habitually all the time. And James Allen, he wrote a book called As a Man Thinketh. He says that, environment is more important than heredity. So the subconscious mind is like there, right? And you're doing things habitually, and you have programs in your subconscious. So these calls are to look for the programs that are not serving you, and also writing them down. These are negative programs. I wake up late, I do this, I do this. Now you know where you're at. You have to know where you're at, and then you have to know where you're going, and literally burn all the negative. Write it down in its essence. My name is so and so. I thought I was never going to be a wealthy. I felt like a loser, and I never could succeed. And I felt bad about me. I have no confidence. I can't talk in front of people. Everybody said I would never succeed. And you're writing down all this negative belief system, and you're letting it go. You're exposing it. It's like when you find out the truth, or what you perceive to be the truth. It's like, what? Are you serious? Like, damn, I didn't know that, right? So you find out you, and you see the ugly, right? But you burn it. You're like, okay, I don't want this. It's not serving me. You don't give it your attention. Your attention, it should be focused on the end result, and living from the end, and being happy as if you already have it, and being grateful for where you're at right now. The energy around other people will start directing other people to talk to you, because the energy just is, it's intelligent. It's all around me, it's all around you. So we all literally start participating in this goal, in your dream. That's how the energy works. It might be some guy in Antarctica, right? And he calls you and he's like, hey, look, this is me. I've been in Antarctica. I've been waiting my whole life to meet you. And finally, uh, something directed me towards calling you. Like, what? You're from Antarctica and you're calling me? Well, the reason he's calling you is because you already directed the energy. And then you get a phone call from someone in Japan and China and, United States. So now everyone is looking for you. Why? Because you built this paradigm, which is a positive paradigm. So there's negative paradigms and there's positive paradigms. So it's like you have genetic code in you. So the code is like, it's a code. So someone says, I often get scared when I think and see myself earning a lot of money. Well, obviously, because you're dealing with the foreign vibration of who you, think you are. But at your core, you're not this person. You're not, um, you're not who you currently are. And all you are is just a thought moving in this planet. Um, so I'm seeing exactly what she wrote here. She says, I think and I see myself earning a lot of money. What should I do to change this negative feeling? I often get scared when I think and see myself earning a lot of money. One of the things you could do is go get some physical cash and get the biggest note and just have it and just like internalize it. Like, I have thousands of dollars in this. I have millions of dollars in this. But you shouldn't be scared. What it is you're going up against yourself, and the paradigm in the subconscious, that program that you have, is causing you to feel that way because it's an uncomfortable feeling. So you get scared. And that's why you feel the way you feel. You're actually going up against the paradigm now, because that's how you know you're growing, when you're scared. So because you said that, people are starting to see like how it works. That was a good question. And the answer to your question, the answer that you're looking for, is you're going up against yourself and you're fighting yourself. You're fighting the subconscious mind. The paradigm is in the subconscious of who they said you were. But the reality is, you are not who they said you were. You are a spirit, you have an intellect, God given abilities, imagination, will, the ability to focus on your picture, reason, intuition. So do these things. Do these things. We're going to end the call now because Vincent's going to be presenting the opportunity to people. So I would encourage everyone to jump on the call. And like I said, tomorrow we're going to be talking about another chapter. Today we're talking about the sixth sense. Maybe we'll cover the sixth sense tomorrow again because we kind of dabbled off into other things. But good question. And like I said, fight the paradigm. When you're scared is because you're growing. So that's great. Good for you. Keep going, and keep telling yourself the big number. Make a big number look small and start opening up to the possibilities of you being this person. Don't worry about how. The how will present itself to you, just like Bob Proctor talks about. Okay. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys on the call with Vincent. I'm going to jump on right now. Take care, guys. Peace out.